How's it going, everyone? We've got quite a lot of PlayStation updates to go over in this video. More credence to I want to say long-awaited Xbox title coming to PlayStation 5. I don't really know how long-awaited Starfield is for it to come to PlayStation 5, but we'll talk about it, and I'll have some insight and my opinions, I should say, on the price point. I think I know what the price point is going to be, and I still don't think it's going to be low enough for people to buy, and I say low enough as it is if it's going to be low. It's not going to be low, but we'll talk about it. Split Fiction is one of my favorite games of the year so far, and we have update 1.40. You guys, this game is legitimately a game that if you are a loader, if you don't have any friends, it might be worth it to make a friend to play Split Fiction, and then you can cut them out of your life afterwards. You can cut them out of your life afterwards, but just make a friend to play Split Fiction. I think it's gonna be worth it. And I think a lot of you guys would thank me for that, but we'll talk about this new update. Right off the bat, Starfield has added a PlayStation logo on its creation page, or it did add a PlayStation logo to its creation page. That has since been pulled, you guys. Bethesda has already said that they have some major announcements regarding Starfield coming out this year. This game is most certainly going to be coming to PlayStation 5 in 2025. Hopefully it is PS5 Pro enhanced. I think that could, take it a little bit higher as far as quality is concerned, and I am curious how this is going to be received on PlayStation 5, because the thing with Starfield is, I think if Starfield came out day one on PlayStation 5, a lot of people would have bought it. A lot of people would have bought it. The issue now is Starfield has kind of been exposed in the grand scheme of things as not a very good game. Day one, Starfield had so much buzz, so much hype, and I should say pre-day one or fake early access, however you want to describe it. There was so much buzz, so much anticipation, so much hype that people would have bought that game at $70 for sure on PlayStation 5. Now, we're talking 2 years later. The opinion, the rhetoric on Starfield is out. You didn't do it much favors with releasing Shattered Space and that not being received all too well, and I'm just talking about the general overall reception. Some people have their own individual opinion on Starfield. I actually enjoyed Starfield more than most people, and I thought it was a pretty good game, but the reality is most people thought it was fairly mediocre, and if you compare it to the Bethesda titles of past, Skyrim, Fallout 3, Fallout 4 even, Starfield is clearly at a lesser level, or should I say a perceived lesser level, and that's all that really matters. Perception is reality, and the perception of Starfield is that it's a fairly mediocre game that's coming out 18 months after release, and what is that price point going to be? I think it's going to be $60. I think that's what it's going to be for the games that come out a year plus later. Look at Spider-Man 2 dropping on PC. They didn't decide to drop that game at $70, but they dropped it at $60. God of War Ragnarok, not $70, but $60. I think a $70 price tag for a game that came out over a year ago and getting ported to a new platform, I honestly think that's kind of demonic. Like, straight up, I think that's nasty work, and you can't get away with it. Who would buy Starfield at $70? That difference, you guys, between $60 and $70, I think is huge, and it's not like it's a remastering or anything like that. Like, yeah, I talk about Gears of War Collection being $70. Well, that's Gears of War. It's gonna be upgraded. It's gonna be all 3 games, etc., etc. We're talking Starfield. It's not like Starfield was this blow-away game. Even Forza Horizon 5, which I would argue, you would have more room to argue Forza Horizon 5 being $70 over Starfield because of the quality perception of Forza Horizon over Starfield, but that's still being released at $60. And I think Starfield, like, bro, that price should be capped at $60. You can do the fake early access nonsense because you're gonna do that with Indiana Jones, and Indiana Jones's premium edition, and I think Indiana Jones, given that that game came out 4 months ago, I could see that being $70. I don't think that's too crazy. I don't think a lot of people are gonna buy it at $70, but I could see that being $70, especially with how well Indiana Jones was received. Starfield, on the other hand, 18 months after release, 2 years after release, it can't be $70. $70 for Starfield would be actual nasty work, sure. The premium edition with Shattered Space and fake early access, y'all are probably gonna charge 90, $100 for that, and I can't do anything about that, but the base game, I think, really should be $60. But even at $60, how many of you guys, raise your hands right now, would you be buying Starfield for $60? You ain't gonna be buying Starfield for $60, let's just be honest here. Especially if this game comes out in the fall with a billion other games coming out, who's gonna be like, yo, let me go play Starfield as, like, I don't even know what games are gonna, as Ghost of Yotei is coming out. Yeah, like, you know what, Ghost of Yotei, you can take the bench for now. Let me go play Starfield. I'm just throwing out an example if it does come out in the fall. I could see it come out even sooner than that, but I would say, you know, best bet, release this game in maybe July during that dead period by Black Friday, you know, have it down to $40 or $35, and I think a lot of people at $35, okay, maybe people will check it out at that price point. $60, I still think people won't be checking it out. $70, again, it would be sheer demonic to have this game released on PlayStation 5 at $70. I think, you know, people are already kind of crapping on the Forza Horizon 5 price point, which, you know, Forza Horizon 5 is such a good game and has so much content and is so well received that you know, just seeing that game on PlayStation 5 is really cool. And I think that's going to be enough for people to be excited about that. But Starfield, on the other hand, I just don't think has that reception. But we'll see how that turns out. And I would imagine they're going to do more content updates for Starfield. I just don't know how excited people are going to be for that. Maybe you could do some sort of DLC release with Starfield and then bundle everything together and re-release it on PlayStation 5, PS5 Pro Enhanced, and that being $70. But I don't even think that'll be the case. I think if they release another expansion, they'll piecemeal it out and you'll have to buy that separately. So we'll see how that turns out, but we'll see how the future of Starfield shakes out. I just don't know how much more longevity there is for Starfield, and I feel like there's an argument to be made. As far as more content for the game goes, cut your losses, wipe your hands clean of it, move on, and I just don't know how excited people are gonna be for it going forward. A PS5 port, yeah, do that, get the other content out there, with Shattered Space and everything like that, but in terms of doing another expansion and even more content after that, I just don't think people are chomping at the bit for that, but that's my 2 cents on that. Lastly, I do want to quickly note, Split Fiction is absolutely awesome. Like I said, it's a game that's good enough for you to go out and make friends if you don't have any. I don't know how you're gonna do that. You know, I'm sure there are like message boards out there. You know, back in the day, you would become friends with people on these message boards. I guess, like, these days, it's just like Twitter and like all the social media apps. I don't know, maybe you become friends with people on Instagram and you guys share your PSNs. Who gives a damn? Make a friend, go play Split Fiction. It is such a good game and some of the most unique gameplay design that I have literally ever seen in a video game. There were literally moments where I'm playing this game with my friend, and after we finish a sequence, I'm just like, how did they even think of this? How did they sit down and come up with this sequence? It's so well done, but I just don't even know how you can be that creative, and I feel like I haven't seen this level of creativity from a video game in a long time. Maybe that's a little bit hyperbolic, but man, this is one of the most creative games from a gameplay design standpoint that I've seen, and obviously when you do have a game that's structured around this co-op play, that does require to have some unique gameplay elements, but we've seen co-op games in the past, and certainly I haven't seen a lot that have been this unique. But update 1.40 is out on PC and consoles, and there are some technical fixes and some updates to the tutorial as well. Fix the rolling wheel in Royal Palace to improve experience when playing with more than 150 frames per second. Fix the magnetized harpoon and down the rabbit hole to take into account camera sensitivity settings for aiming. Fix not being able to stand inside the big pots in The Legend of the Sandfish. Fix several minor visual glitches and pops visible during online play. Improve the tutorial prompts in Walking Stick of Doom to be more clear about available actions and various localization and subtitle fixes across all language. That is the new update for Split Fiction. Maybe some people view the $50 price tag a little bit high. Yeah, it's not the lengthiest game in the world, but again, you can invite somebody to play for free, I guess. You know, only one person has to pay the $50, which I think is the right way to go about it. But to be fair, A Way Out, I believe, was $30. It Takes Two was $40, and now Split Fiction is $50, so they have been appreciating in price point. But man, a game as good as Split Fiction, and this is a game that I'm gonna go back to and play multiple times. Like, I have so many people that I know that I'm going to sell them on this game and get them to play it, and it'll be a unique experience. You've got the 2 playable characters as well. It's just a really well done game, you guys. If you have a significant other, it's a great game to play with them. The only thing is, if they're not into video games, there are some instances where Split Fiction might honestly set them off, and I don't know if this is the best gateway into gaming, but it's a lot of fun as far as a co-op experience goes. But again, if they're not too familiar with gaming, I just don't know if they're going to be able to get it right away. But that'll do it for me. Again, Starfield looking to be coming to PlayStation 5. The price point's going to be really interesting, and just how it does, I think, is going to be really interesting. I think Forza Horizon is going to do fairly damn well, especially because it's such an established Xbox franchise now coming to PlayStation, and that draw and that allure of just Forza being on PlayStation, I think, is going to be great. I don't know if that's going to be there for Starfield, especially with the general mixed reception the game has had. And Split Fiction Update 1.40 has dropped some fixes on that. That's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.